Hey everybody, in today's lesson we're going to learn about mean, median, mode, and range. Let's go ahead and get started with the first one. It's mean. And anytime you hear the word mean in math, I want you to think about average, okay? So like your grades in the gradebook are an average of all of your assignments put together, okay? So to find the mean, what you have to do is you have to add all the values and then divide by the number of values that you just added. Okay, so let's look at our example problem. We've got 4, 5, 9, 7, and 3 in this data set, okay? So we're going to add 4 plus 5, that gives us 9. And then we're going to take 9 plus this 9, and that's going to give us 18. And then if you look at 7 plus 3, that will give you 10. So then you'll add that 10 to the 18, and you'll get 28, okay? So first you add all the values. Second step, divide by the number of values. So we're going to take our total of 28 and we're going to divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because we added 5 numbers together, okay? 5 won't go into 2. 5 goes into 28 5 times. 5 times 5 is 25. Subtract. Okay, go ahead and add that decimal. Add a 0, bring that guy down. 5 goes into 30 6 times. 6 times 5 is 30, and we have no remainder. So our mean for this data set is going to equal 5.6. That's the average, okay? So if this was a score of 4, 5, 9, 7, and 3, your average score would be a 5.6, okay? Let's talk about median. I believe median's next. Okay. So anytime you hear median, I want you to think the word middle, okay? You're looking for that middle number in a data set. Okay, so to find the median, the first thing you have to do is you have to put the numbers in order from lowest to highest or least to greatest. And then you'll mark off one high value and one low value until you reach the middle. And then if you happen to have two middle numbers, you're going to add those two and then divide by 2, okay? So I've given you one example of each. So on the first one, the first thing we have to do is put the numbers in order, lowest to highest. All right, so I've got 3, 4, 5, 7, and 9, okay? And then it says to mark off the high and low values until you reach the middle. All right, so I'll mark off one low, one high, one low, one high, and I'm left with 5. So my median in the first data set is going to be 5 because it's right there in the middle, okay? Now let's look at our second example. We've got 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9, okay? So I've put them in order, but here's what happens. One low, one high, one low, one high, and I'm left with 2 in the middle, okay? So it says if there are 2 middles, you're going to add the 2 of those numbers and divide by 2. So actually you're finding the average of those 2 in the middle, or the mean. So we all know that 5 plus 6 is 11, okay? And then you're going to take 11 and divide by 2. And I think we're going to have to add a decimal and a 0 again. And 2 goes into 10 5 times. And so our median for our second data set is actually going to be 5.5 because think about it. If this is $5 and this is $6 and we're looking for what would be right here in the middle, it would be $5.50 or 5.5 if it weren't money, okay? So even though it's not in the data set, your median is still going to be 5.5. All right, next one is mode. If my screen would go, there we go. So mode, anytime you see this word, I want you to think of the word most, mode, most, okay? To find the mode, you have to put the numbers in order again from lowest to highest, least to greatest. And then you're going to look for the number or numbers that appear most often, okay? And here's what's tricky about mode. There can be more than one mode, or there can be no mode, okay? So I've got 3 examples here. Our first one, we're going to put them in order, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 9. Okay, so if you look at this data set, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, all of these numbers only appear one time. So we don't have a number that appears more than the others. So in this case, we're going to say that we don't have a mode or no mode. Okay, let's look at the next one. So we've got a 3, a 4, 3, 4, 5, 5, 7, and 9. Okay, got them in order. Now look at your list. I've got 3, 4, 5, 5, 7, 9. Is there a number or numbers that you see that appear more than the rest of them? Yep. So we've got 5 and 5, and then we only have 1 each of the other numbers. So in this scenario, our mode equals 5 because 5 appears in this list more than the other numbers in this list. Okay. And then number 3, we've got 3, 4, 4, 3, 4, 4, 5, 7, 9, 9. Okay, so let's look at our numbers. We've got 1, 3, we've got 2 4s, 1 5, 1 7, and 2 9s. Okay, so I've got 4 that occurs twice, or you see it twice, and I've got 9 that also appears twice. And since these two numbers appear more often than the other ones, your mode is actually going to be 4 and 9. So this one has 2 modes. So it is possible to have no mode, it's possible to have 1 mode, it's possible to have 2 modes, and depending on how big your data set is, you could have up to infinity modes, as long as you have a number or numbers that appear more than the rest or most often, okay? All right, last one. This one's really super easy. This one is range. And whenever you hear the word range, I want you to think of the word difference, like subtraction, okay? So here's how we do it. To find the range, you're going to put the numbers in order from lowest to highest, or least to greatest again. You're going to subtract your lowest number from your highest number. So you're going to take your big number and subtract your little number. Okay, so on this one, we've got 17, 24, 45, 53, and 89. Okay, so I've got them in order. So now you're going to look at your lowest one and your highest one, and you're going to subtract. So 89 minus 17 is going to give you 72. So our range for this data set equals 72. Okay. All right. Well, it was good talking to you. Feel free to watch this video and take notes if you missed something or if you just want to hear it again. All right. Have an awesome day. Bye.